Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cafe. I'm Clarence Reynolds.
And I'm Allison Godlove. Great to be back with you to share all the fun and exciting events happening this week.
Let's start off with Amy Sweezy. She's at the Orlando Science Center. Hey, Amy.
I don't know what I'm going to find, but I sure am going to dig for it.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, Amy.
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Hey, good to see
nice
you.
to see you. Hey, everybody. This is my friend Jeff Stanford from the Orlando Science Center. I couldn't wait. Sorry, I had to start digging.
You are actually doing what you're supposed to do in this exhibit. So, no, you're right on point.
Okay, so tell me where we're standing. What are we doing here at Dino Digs?
And well, we are standing in Jurassic Ridge, which is our giant dig pit, because Orlando Science Center is a hands-on museum. We play to learn here at Orlando Science Center. And we are in the middle of our dinosaur exhibit. And most traditional dinosaur exhibits, you look at displays. You don't touch those displays. So we've added things within Dino Digs to increase that hands-on interactivity. And one of them is a dig pit, where guests, especially children, can dig for fossils and play the role of paleontologist.
You know, I love that because as a parent, usually that's what they're always doing. Don't touch it, get down. But here you encourage the kids to get their hands dirty.
Absolutely. We feel that people learn more by doing. And we present these iconic experiences that stimulate curiosity and wonder, and that's a gateway to learning. So that is the hallmark of Orlando Science Center.
So what is your favorite exhibit here inside Dino Digs?
My favorite exhibit inside Dino Digs is Stan the T-Rex. He's the centerpiece of the exhibit. You've got to love the T-Rex. And our fossil display is based on the original Stan. All our fossils are replicas because the real fossil displays would be too big and too fragile to display like we have them. But Stan is one of the most complete fossil displays ever. And so we're thrilled to be able to show off our Stan for guests here in Dino Digs.
Anything else that the kids are really fascinated by?
I think what's really cool about Dino Digs is it celebrates prehistoric land and sea creatures. And when you think dinosaurs, you think only the land creatures like T-Rex, Triceratops. But we have a great display of prehistoric sea creatures like the Elasmosaurus, because in prehistoric times, Florida was underwater. And so we like showing off Elasmosaurus. It's got this incredibly long neck. A lot of people speculate that this may be where people thought the Loch Ness Monster may have come from.
Okay.
So it's really cool to show a different perspective on dinosaurs.
Awesome. Well, I would love to see everything. Can we go take a look?
Yeah, let's go take a look.
All right.
And now I got something really crappy to show you. Come on.
Wait, what? Well, Jeff, you were not kidding. You have something very crappy to show me.
I do. I am going to give you the scoop on poop. We are in the Pooseum, which is a fascinating display of coprolites, which is fossilized feces. And there's a lot scientists can learn by studying the feces of other animals and like where they lived and what they ate. And we are next to the Guinness World Record holder of the largest piece of excrement ever produced by a carnivore.
Who knew there was such a thing?
Absolutely.
Which is why everyone needs to come down here because you will not see this anywhere else, right?
No, absolutely. And you know, if you want to see some prehistoric poo, you know, you need to come down here. This was made by a T-Rex over 65 million years ago.
And the one you're holding in your hand, you said you could tell it was a carnivore.
You can tell it was a carnivore because there's like chunks of stuff in it. So you know
They were
eating stuff. And carnivores, especially in prehistoric times, you know, they were chewing on everything so the bone wouldn't break down. And so certain things wouldn't disintegrate. So when it got fossilized, it all comes together. So coprolites are everywhere, but you got to know what you're looking at.
All right. Well, so many things that we can learn, right, from being at the Orlando Science Center. You guys are open which days, closed which days?
Yeah, we are open during the school year every day but Wednesday from 10 to 5, and then on big school breaks like fall break, winter break, spring break, summer break, we are open 7 days a week, 10 to 5.
All right, so dinosaur poo is not the only thing you will see here at the Orlando Science Center. There are so many cool exhibits for all ages. Parents, bring your kids. Teachers, bring your school groups. Retired folks, right, can come out as well. There are so many fun things to do here, so make sure you join us out at the Orlando Science Center.
Doing something like that would be very cool to get to do a dino dig.
Yeah, kids love that.
Yeah.
And not so kids.
We would love that. We would love that too. Thanks, Amy. Osceola Arts presents Beauty and the Beast through November 20th. The Young Actors Company tells the classic story of an unemotional prince cursed into a hideous beast by an enchantress. When his path crosses with a beautiful, intelligent young woman, the only way to break the spell is for the beast to learn to love and earn the love of another, all before the last petal falls from an enchanted rose. You can get tickets for this amazing musical at osceolaarts.org.
Snap Orlando presents its annual Florida Showcase, a call for entry juried exhibition of Florida photographers and multidisciplinary artists. Over 40 works by local and statewide artists will be presented in the 3 Snap Downtown galleries. This runs through December 17th.
From Ella to Coltrane, the jazz photography of Roger Callens is on display at Hannibal Square Heritage Center in Winter Park. This exhibition commemorates Callens' tremendous passion and talent for both jazz and photography, highlighting some of the best images taken over 50 years, from Ray Charles in Miami in 1958 to Sandip Burman at Daytona State College in 2007. 42 images are generously on loan for this 2-venue exhibition. This will be the first showing of Callens' work to the Orlando public. Admission is free. You do not want to miss it. Check it out now through January of 2023. I spoke with Terry Olson with the Orange County Arts and Cultural Affairs Office. Take a look. Joining us now is Terry Olson with the Orange County Arts and Cultural Affairs Office. Thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Good to see you. Excited to talk to you about Fusion Fest. We want to hear all about it, but first, I'm interested to know how Fusion Fest came about.
Well, Orange County Mayor a few years ago was interested in exploring how we might support diversity, and so I brought some folks together to do some brainstorm. We thought of some ideas. It took about a year, and then another brainstorming session to say, what's the best way to share your heritage or your culture? And we lifted a bunch of things and came up with a festival and parade. And then if we were going to do an iconic event that would bring together the full community, wouldn't it be a good time to do that? We listed a bunch of things and voted on Thanksgiving weekend because it's great weather for an outdoor festival. There's not a lot of other things going on. It is a big entertainment time. Like, what do? You've been around the house, you've been eating, you've been whatever. Let's get out and go to a free festival. And it's Thanksgiving weekend, so let's be thankful for the diversity we have. Throughout history, different places, sometimes people that are different than you can be frightening, and that can lead to hate. And we want to be about love, respect. So that's how it kind of came about. We got a bunch of people together from different heritages and brainstormed and started a process.
Is there a reason behind the name Fusion Fest?
It is because now that we're all here in this geographic area with our different heritages, and if I can respect your heritage and maybe learn something about it, what does that do to our identity as a group? And studies show that if people of different heritages who work close together, they can come up with things that are more innovative and creative and influential. So fusion is also a part of it. We want to see your traditional dances, eat some of your traditional food, but then after you've done the same with my culture, how can we influence each other to make something new and exciting? And we have this platform. We're at crossroads of the world, with more than 70 million people coming here. And especially after Pulse, we can show the world that people of different lifestyles, heritages, ethnicities can live together peacefully with respect.
How many years has it been going on?
Well, it's been, there was a couple years of planning. The first festival itself was 5 years ago. And then we've grown to programming throughout the year. So there's the signature festival Thanksgiving weekend, but there are monthly and weekly activities. So for instance, each month we hold a diverse-tastic dining experience. We find a local ethnic restaurant, locally owned, and arrange a menu so people who buy a ticket get a full meal from appetizer, dessert, and drink, put together a program with some music, some dance, stories, to really dive into that particular culture. So that's a fun monthly activity. Weekly, we do a broadcast called Diverse Orange, which is conversation, just a short 15-minute conversation with someone about culture, diversity here in Central Florida. And that's broadcast on Facebook Live and YouTube. And then we also do a monthly virtual watch party. So part of Fusion Fest has been to create films. We pair up each fall a bunch of filmmakers with people from Central Florida that are randomly put together on a Friday night, and they have 5 days to make a 5-minute film about that person, their heritage, and how they fit into Central Florida. So we've got a bunch of those films we call Migration Films, M-Y-Gration Films. And so we show a couple of those and do some kind of online interview with the folks at our virtual watch party, which are the third Tuesday night of each month.
So there are so many opportunities for people to come out weekly and monthly, and then of course that weekend of Thanksgiving. Why is it so important that people participate in these events?
You know, the biggest factor, I would say, of friction is when we don't know each other, when we don't understand each other. So it's important to get out of our comfort zone, our little group of people that are just like us. I mean, we're comfortable with people that are just like us, right? Mm-hmm. But people who approach life differently, that have some different thoughts, and you don't have to agree with them, but if you get to know that person, then you're gonna have a different reaction when you hear things that you don't agree with than if it's just like, you don't know. You can be afraid. You're afraid they're gonna take over. You're afraid they're ruining your chances for whatever.
How can people get more information so they can come out and participate at one of these events?
Well, I would encourage everyone to go to fusionfest.org, our website, which should list everything there, and you can sign up for a weekly update that I send out by email. But go to the website, fusionfest.org.
Yeah, lots to check out there. Certainly is going to be a fun festival, just not only at Thanksgiving, but you can do it all year round. That's wonderful to have that in our community. Thank you so much for coming by, Terry. We appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
Good to see you.
From the Art Bridges Foundation, In Conversation presents the works of Navajo photographer Will Wilson. Wilson explores the relationship of science, identity, agency, and representation in photography while also considering the lasting legacy of historical photographs on the representation of Native peoples in North America. In Conversation, Will Wilson runs now through mid-February 2023 at the Manello Museum of American Art.
Classical pianist Dr. Catherine Lan and Professor Tao Lin will present a piano recital at Orlando Public Library for Music in the Library, Duo Beaux Arts. Dr. Lan and Professor Lin have toured internationally and nationally as recitalists, concert soloists, piano duo duet, and chamber musicians. The recital takes place November 19th from 2 until 3. You can learn more about Duo Beaux Arts by visiting duobeauxarts.com.
There's an exciting opportunity to learn how to take great zoo photos and capture those amazing animal moments. Head to the Central Florida Zoo for wildlife photography in zoos on November 19th from 8:30 to 11 a.m. Be sure to bring your own equipment. Techniques covered will apply to both film and digital cameras. Class size is limited and registration is required.
You won't want to miss the 36th Annual Festival of Trees at the Orlando Museum of Art. Through November 20th, Gifts of the Season celebrates the gifts of time, talent, and heart from the Central Florida community. During the festival, you'll be transported to a time of old-fashioned holiday gatherings and elegance. You'll get to view more than 40 designer-inspired decorated trees, trees, stylish holiday wreaths, gingerbread houses, shopping experiences, and entertainment. Go to omr.org to learn more and to get tickets. I think that event at the zoo sounds so cool to go and get to take photography of all of the animals.
Absolutely.
Because you think that you can just go snap some photos, but there's a little bit of skill that it goes into it.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of photographers, the Callan exhibit at Hannibal Square, I'm there.
Yeah,
Totally.
all really good stuff happening.
Well, that wraps up this week of events. And if you have an event you'd like to share with us for next month, be sure to send us an email at cafe@ocfl.net. I'm Clarence Reynolds.
And I'm Allison Godlove. Remember to join us next week to see what's new and exciting in your community.